Good morning. This is Chuck, Pastor Chuck from Chuck's Poetry. Some time ago, I had occasion to try to find out what a name meant that a person had. And I began to look at some of the book and Bible stores in the area at that time. And I found a book. It's called What's in a Name? And it's not very thick, but it gives a whole list of names and their meanings and scriptures to go with those things. But the thing that caught my eye about it and has sent me on a journey is that the story in the beginning of it, but the author wrote about a young man. This author had been on the staff at a juvenile correctional facility. And there was a young man there that had been many times in the system because of his behavior. And the author had sat down with this young man, and the young man's name was Clay. And he said, ask him, what do you think about your name? He says, I hate it. Why? So, well, one day I was coming into the house and Grandpa was talking to my dad. And I overheard their conversation of my grandpa asking my dad, why did you name that boy Clay? Clay isn't anything but worthless dirt. And he said, that has stuck. I figured that since I'm worthless dirt, I might as well act like worthless dirt. And the author began to tell Clay that the other side of this name, this word clay, is it's something moldable and pliable, and that it can be shaped into so many beautiful things, that it's not worthless dirt, that it is something that can be shaped. And that started me on a journey to try to find and encourage young people especially to find out what their name means and to try to live up to what that name is. And this particular verse is called Your Name. It's written with Clay in mind, but also every other young person that I have met along the way is written to them too. It says simply, Your Name, and I hope you like it. Your name is a valued possession. It's with you right from your birth. And what you do as you go through life will determine its final worth. Its value is not dependent on whose son or daughter you are, but you are the one who's responsible if your name ends up all scarred. Yes, you have a name and it's special. Guard it for all it's worth. As you get older, you'll be glad you did, for you developed a reputation of truth. But if you choose to drag it through all the mud and garbage you find, you'll reap a bitter, bitter harvest when you get to the end of your line. For shady characters are not in demand, son, and liars people never trust, as well as people who cheat and steal, and those who live only for lust. So remember this, son and daughter. You have a very special name. Take care of it as you pass through life, and you'll have great reward in your fame. Proverbs 22:1 says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Now, I drive a school bus, and up until this year, I have made it a point that every 8th grader who graduates that's on my bus, I will give them a $2 bill. A $2 bill will not be received as change when you cash something. It is rare. It is something you hardly ever see. And I try to build a verse around those names so that they can know. Now, I don't know what your name is, but I guarantee you it is special and it is valuable, and there is nobody like you. Live up to that name. You're special. God bless. Have a good day.